One of the ways that we can perpetuate our own powerlessness is by focusing on somebody else's stream, focusing on somebody else's life, focusing on somebody else's actions, when so much of our attention, our focus, our thoughts, the conversations that we have with ourselves and others are focused on somebody else and how we wish they were showing up and what we wish they were doing and how we wish they would change. We are putting ourselves in a position of powerlessness in our life, because at the end of the day, you cannot change another person. You cannot force somebody else to act or to move in some way. You can inspire someone to do something, but at the end of the day, every single choice made by every single person in the world is made by themselves. And so when you're focusing on your own stream, you're focusing on what you can control. I can't control somebody else, some specific person buying a product from me. But I can sit and I can focus on the direction of my own stream. And my own stream is just naturally aligning me with money. My own stream is naturally aligning me with opportunities for abundance. My own stream is naturally aligning me with paying clients and customers. And so when I am naturally focusing on my own stream, focusing on what I can do, focusing on opening myself up to receive, now I'm in alignment. Now I'm going downstream. Now I'm heading towards my goals. But the second that I focus on somebody outside of me, the second that I'm focusing on somebody else who doesn't believe that they can afford my services, when I'm focusing on somebody else who doesn't believe that they have the capacity to meet my emotional needs, when I'm focusing on somebody else who does not have, somebody else who doesn't have the interest, the capability, the capacity, somebody else who doesn't have enough of whatever it is in any aspect of my life, I'm putting myself in a position of disempowerment. I'm putting myself in a position of frustration, because I know where I want to go. And I have my ideas and I have my desires, and my inner being, my flow is pulling me, is pushing me, is guiding me in the direction of my wants and my desires. And when I focus on somebody else, when I focus on something else outside of my stream, it's going to disrupt me every single time. It's going to create resistance every single time. The same thing goes for the people that we have in our lives, the people that we are in relationships with. When I'm focusing on somebody else's life and what somebody else is doing with their life and the turmoil that somebody else is in, I am focusing on somebody else's stream, and I have no control over somebody else's stream. I have no control over somebody else allowing themselves to receive love. I have no control over somebody else allowing themselves to receive help. I have no control over somebody else allowing themselves to receive healing. I have no control on that whatsoever. I can inspire them to want that. I can inspire them to look into that. I can inspire them to create all sorts of healing and desires and different things that will show up in their vortex, but I cannot force them to allow in love. I cannot force them to go with their own flow. I cannot force them to release their resistance. So although I can love the people in my life, although I can absolutely want the best for them, although I can want them to have all of their wants and all of their desires, and I can want them to have more, the second that I am focusing on what can they do and what should they do and how I can help them, I am completely focusing outside of my stream. I'm focusing outside of my, what do we want to say this? We want to say outside of my area of power, area of control, will of influence. I'm stepping outside of my, we don't have a good phrase for there yet, but you know what I mean? You have a specific area of influence in your life, and somebody else's life experience is not included in that. You have a specific area of power, area of empowerment in your life, and somebody else's life is not included in that. So when you want the more clients and when you want the more whatever, instead of focusing on I want this specific person to be my client, can you just focus on I want more clients, I want more money coming in, I want more job opportunities, and I am just naturally allowing myself to be guided to those people. I'm naturally allowing myself to be guided to those opportunities. I'm naturally allowing myself to rendezvous and to align with the people that are asking for, that are ready for, the people that are in alignment with me. the people who are in alignment with my desires, because they exist. And the way that you get to those people is not by knowing who they are so that you can get that idea in your mind so that you can be a sure fit, but it's knowing where you want to go, allowing yourself to be guided there, and allowing the universe to do the rest. We don't have to know who our next client is going to be. We don't have to know who the next person is going to be to send us money. We don't have to know how the money is going to come in. All we have to know is that it's downstream. We're moving downstream. We're going with the flow. We will align with it. It is inevitable. It must happen. I hope you enjoyed and were inspired by this little snippet. I actually took it while I was visiting a local stream on a hiking trail. If you are wanting practice focusing on your own stream and your desires and wants for your life specifically, my fillable 26-page digital Creating Your Life journal is available as a free gift to you using the link in the description. This journal will guide you to more clarity on the life you're wanting than ever before, and you'll be guided to practical next steps, both spiritually and physically, to help you allow in those desires in the best feeling way possible. And of course, if you want more support from me, you can buy my healing tools or schedule a consult to work one-on-one with me using the links below as well. Talk to you later.